The first Descendant devs launch investigation into abusive users as chat slam for being a cesspool.
Descendant, can you hear me?
Don't investigate that shit. Let it be a cesspool. And if people don't want to see the cesspool, they can turn off the fucking chat. Don't investigate this shit. Let them do it. And just remind people going, hey, you know, if you go on the options and press this button, that button, it turns off.
Yeah, but the thing about the first Descent is you're also just playing with your friends. It's not like it's COD where you load in with a bunch of other online players.
Yeah. When you're in the world and there's the text chat, anyone can type in.
Yeah, the text chat.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but that's nothing though. Yeah. What are they complaining about? That's little text chat. Like it's not like you're hearing them like in COD, right? Like you're only talking to your friend. Why are you even paying attention? You can turn that shit off. Why are you even paying attention?
The general chat's very avoidable.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the sad part is it's like to Letho's point. Yeah, people need to remember that block and mute exist because I call it digital Darwinism. It used to, back in the day, that was the thing is you get muted by enough people, you're eventually gonna fizzle out. This whole thing of bringing in the companies and having them kind of moderate and create these weird things, it sours the fun of the player base as a whole, because then suddenly like words like basement get censored. Like, you guys were on Twitch the other night, it was like just frustrating. Me as a moderator, I was having to allow certain things that it was like senseless, and it just creates a headache for everybody just trying to have fun and be part of a community. Whereas if you let the community and encourage the community to self-moderate, eventually the worst of the worst bad actors are going to just fizzle out. They're not going to be able to
is that what this is? So this is from the first Descendant Twitter account. We know that hack advertisement chats are becoming frequent in the game. We are continuously working to resolve the issue. You can help us by reporting these posts. So these are people that are just like spamming crypto scams and shit in these chats.
And that should be banned.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and they're telling you how to fucking do it. Press player interaction, select the target from the chat, and then fucking boom, block, whatever, So that's good, man. Like, I think there's a difference between someone getting on the text chat and just typing, horrendous shit, than actual, like, promoting crypto scams and stuff. Because you could probably fool a lot of people, man. Go, hey, you want big titty bunny shards? Just click on this link and put your card in there, baby. And then boom, there we go. We got your shit.
Money.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Clash of Clans back in the day. You want 200 gems, bruv? Click here, bruv.
Exactly. So this goes both ways. So on one hand, you got the toxic cesspool. We just call them gamers. And then on the other hand, you have the people running scams and all that type of shit. I am in full support of them cracking down on the scammers. People try to use... Imagine, like, you're the developer on this game and you log in and you go, you people are using the game that I worked on to promote your crypto scam? Fuck you.
Getting rid of all this shit, it needs to happen.
One issue about this is, like, I was reading, like, a little bit of that article, but the article seems to cloud the real problem going on with the hackers trying to scam people and such like that, where they're trying to just generalize, like, people being... are one of the toxic player base and shit like that. It's just, you're just going after people for lewd commentaries and stuff like that. I mean, come on, you're asking for it when you got chicks that fucking hot in the game. You're asking for that kind of shit to go down.
Yeah, you're asking for it.
It just really sucks that they're fogging up the whole situation, instead of just going directly into the problem. But good on the first Descendant with whoever's managing that account for doing saying the right thing, telling people to do the right thing.
To anyone who is currently playing first Descendant, let me know if you have not typed in the chat, I want to eat Bunny's ass, because I want to know who the liars are, because you all fucking did it. Because I did it too. We're all in this together. All right.
Guilty. Yeah, there ain't much. You can do the chat thing. I didn't do anything like that, but I did use the emotes for something fun. So just to sit down. That's all.
All right. Now,
get the nice view.
Continuing with First Descendant. First Descendant players slam rage-inducing grind to unlock characters. What did you expect?
Yeah. But it's hard.
I think it actually hands out quite a bit to get you started for free. Like this one that you're looking on screen, Big Titty Bunny. You don't have to spend a cent to get that. Yeah. You can if you want to. It speeds it up, of course, but you don't have to.
Yeah. I get worried about some of them later characters though, and
Oh
how
yeah.
like that's a bit fucked. Maybe they should bring it down a little bit, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, it's a free-to-play game. They need you to keep playing, so they make it fucking grindy as fuck. But that was also one of my biggest worries is how grindy were they gonna make it? And I actually don't know how bad the later characters actually are, so I can't say, oh, okay, that's actually kind of fucked. Or
The one
if
thing
not-
that is fucked is you can only have X amount of Descendants. You have to buy more slots, kind of like upgrading a garage.
Oh, man.
Imagine Need for Speed,
yeah,
right, where you have all your cars,
yeah.
but your garage gets full, and then you have to unlock more
And you-
parts of the garage.
That's kind of shit.
That is shit. That might be the worst thing they fucking do.
Do you know how much that costs? Can you actually just use in-game currency to unlock those slots?
Probably, but you probably have to buy them as well.
Okay, yeah. If it's just out of a buy, that really suck. But if they give you an opportunity through in-game to get those, get those slots instead of having to spend real money, that at least that'd be a little bit of a saving grace. But it's still really fucking scummy. Oh, the whole fucking market system that they have, price tags are just horrendous.
Yeah.
It's where everything's. I think everyone will agree. It's a free-to-play game. Yeah, I get it. I get it. But I think everyone will agree that these prices are on the higher end.
Yeah.
On the higher end, and they'd probably make more money if they dropped it down because more people would spend more money.
Yep.
So let's go through this and then commence the arguments. However, before we go, really quick, I think everyone will agree, though, the actual gameplay itself is solid. The first Descendant doesn't make it easy for players to unlock new characters without playing for them, leaving players frustrated with the RNG-based grind for materials. Again, I hate to be that dude, but what do you expect? It's a looter. It's a looter game. And I want you to think of any looter game in the world. Imagine if every single time you did an activity, whatever, you always got the loot you wanted. Every single time. You'd be done with the game in a week. Go fucking got everything. See ya. The whole point about looter games is to keep you looting.
Yeah, and Borderlands have specific bosses for certain guns as well, and you don't even get a chance to do it. That's what makes them so addicting. It's like, okay, I have to go to the second boss because I want this gun, this legendary. And then you have to keep versing them over and over again. Like, that's the addictive part of it. That's what a good looter shooter
Destiny's
will do.
raids are like that.
Exactly.
Yep.
And it goes back as far as World of Warcraft, or going through multiple raids just to get that one specific weapon or armor or certain item. This is decades old. This issue. I wouldn't call it an issue, but some people seem to have a problem with it.
Yeah, and World of Warcraft is probably closer because you also get like the gold, and then you get iron and all that sort of stuff, more materials as well. And I thought they did an okay job at actually having materials and shit. I will say the materials in this game is fucked, but yeah, I don't know.
While there's an option for players to purchase base Descendants, for 6 to 20 USD, and Ultimate Descendants $70 and up, people clearly want to sidestep the cost and unlock all these characters without paying, of course. However, the process of getting enough materials to get new characters takes a long time. Base money gets spoon-fed to the player early on via the main quest, but other characters aren't so simple. Okay, getting just a single new character can take days of grinding and waiting if you don't feel like paying for them, and the grind isn't guaranteed either. Now, I know Warframe did this as well. In fact, a lot of the things we're saying about this game, Warframe does as well, okay?
Yeah.
The waiting part, though, hate it. I think everyone fucking hates it.
Yep.
The fact that you go for all this grind to get all the pieces, then you put it in and you're just like, come back tomorrow, and you're like, fuck, I want to use it now. Some blueprints like those for Ultimate Descendants have a 2 to 3% drop rate. It may take tens, if not hundreds of attempts to get everything you need for a new character. Here, I'll say this is where it's a good thing that there is a leveling system both for your characters and like your overall level and shit. That's without that, this would be fucked.
Yeah.
It's possible for the new character you work so hard to be a downgrade compared to what you already have. Although that isn't a problem that can be avoided. That's a problem that can be avoided, okay? Well, obviously, I mean, like, dude, there's got to be some characters that are better than others. That's just the meta. That's just how, and that's always been a thing before it was called the meta back in the days of video gaming. Even like old school Mario Kart and shit, there was always something that was just a little bit faster. That's always been the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
This has led to a variety of posts with players showing just how close they were to unlocking the characters they wanted. They've been spending hours upon hours grinding through missions only to get gated by one material RNG that just won't give them. Done this mission for 5 hours and not once has it dropped a singular piece I actually need. I do now have a boatload of mats and a few shape stabilizers. Okay, yeah. Well, I'm actually trying to unlock her too because I'm into Dommy mummies, hence my Macklemore exception. Yeah, well, sorry, you about to say something?
Me? No.
Yeah. No. Go on. You have every run 20% chance it drops. Okay, yeah. Look, I think it's just going to go on about how you can be unlucky. That's just kind of. I mean, yeah, that sucks, but that's just unlucky, isn't it? It's the same as.
Yeah. I mean, if it is like ridiculous, so there is a point where you're just like, oh fuck this. You know what I mean? Like, I know there is a chance, but like, hopefully it isn't ridiculous because I'd like to know the exact numbers, like the drop happens because let's be honest, they don't know the real drop number. They're just saying a fucking number right now. They don't know the specific number. So I would like to actually know the specific number, and if it's decent, that's fine. But if it's actually ridiculous and it is making you do it millions of times, because you know how some companies they'll hold it back until like a certain amount of time you do it. I'm scared that they might be doing that. You know what I mean? You have to do it so many times before it will even drop. It's like, oh, okay. That's where all these games get scary. Is it? Do I even have a chance? You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Hey, right.
I don't know. Because, yeah.
It would be fine. It would be good if they just came out and gave a full, complete transparency on how the RNG works and how it functions. If they show people like straight up how it is, it'd make people feel a little more at ease than the way they're looking at it now.
It does give you a percentage drop, but I think the problem is a lot of people are looking at it saying, I don't think that's true.
Yeah, like you can see in that tweet that was shown in this article, it says like 20% chance to get dropped. Cap puts a little baseball cap, for cap. 20% drop rate is cap.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is like people are looking at these numbers saying, I think you're making it better than what it actually is.
Exactly.
That way you'll keep going and all that. Which, I mean,
that's fucked.
Probably are. They probably
royally
are.
fucked. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
probably
fucked.
are, man. But again, it's just going to come back to it is for free.
Yeah.
But to what extent is that no longer valid for defense?